Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. In today's video, you may be wondering why we have this kind of setup. Why is there a tier list in front of us with some manga slash anime series? And today we are actually going to be ranking them due to the title of this video being Ranking Volume 1. So I'm going to be doing a new series here on the channel where we rank Volume 1s in terms of how good they are against each other. So even though that they kind of vary through how many chapters they have, for example, some may have 7 chapters, some may have below that. So we kind of just have to go off of what we know from that series and see how well it fares against the other stuff. So all right, so before we get started, I wanted to say sorry for not uploading like the anime reactions. Sort of wanted to focus on more streaming and more manga content as of right now. So thinking I don't know when it'll be out, but I'll be trying my best to try and do the anime reactions for those who like those. But maybe you want to stick around to see some manga content sometimes, you know? So, trying to do what I like and what you guys enjoy as well. So, yeah, so let's get into the first series. So, over here, um, we have Blue Exorcist. Now, Blue Exorcist, right? Um, I'm not gonna put it on anything yet because we kind of have to explain it a little bit. So, Blue Exorcist, it starts off with this main character and his twin brother Rin and Yukio Okumura. They grew up in a family of priests where they exorcise the demons, and Yukio wants to be sort of like a doctor, while Rin he just wants to be a respectable person in society, you could say. So. Um, like the way how the story goes is he meets somebody that is affected by a demon, his supposed father, or the person that was taking care of him at the time. Um, what do you call it? He takes care of that demon. He tells him more about how they work and stuff, but he later tells him that he's actually the son of Satan. So that was pretty crazy, you know. Aside from that, like he actually ends up dying inside the body while saying he comes out of the supposed father, and he killed and since the supposed father, or I forget what his name, Father Fujimoto, I think that was his name, my bad guys. So he was sorry guys if I'm not too knowledgeable because I sort of read this like all sort of last night or something like that, so kind of trying to do my best here, but um, or not all last night, but just all through yesterday. I was just trying to read through the volumes, trying to get the most information. But sorry if I'm not like too knowledgeable right now. But so yeah, so after Satan comes out of the supposed father's body, the supposed father still has a little bit of control. So he ends up like stabbing himself so that um what do you call it? They so that they both go together. But even though Satan's like he just can control bodies and stuff like that, so yeah. So now Rin Okumura he has to learn how to be an exorcist through the school. And one of his teachers, or his probably his main teacher at the time, was actually his brother Yukio, who actually learned how to control his powers or have somewhat powers as well, from what I've seen, he probably just used like special guns, but Rain himself, since he's the son of Satan, he has like these sort of fire powers and he grabbed his sword and stuff like that. So um and there was this dynamic between them that Rin he knew what happened since he was there, and then Yukio he sort of has to go off of what he saw or know what about what he knows, and he believes that he killed him that day, his supposed father. But now that he knows that the real situation, they have to work together in order to take down Satan, I guess, or that's what Rin wants to do. So. There was this arc about Shiemi, I believe is her name, with like the garden and stuff. Not too interesting, but at least she ended up getting into the school later on, so maybe she's gonna have significance later on in the story. But I believe that I'm gonna put this. I mean, it was good. I can't lie. But if we're talking comparing to the other series, I'm gonna have to put it in okay because for one, about what the series we have on this tier list are, um, I don't want to put it above or below certain things. So, and also the story, it hasn't moved too far. So it was only like three chapters, and we only got a little bit of stuff. So, well, it's only like volume one, so we kind of have to go off of that. So, all right. So let's move on to the next one. Let me just see something. Alright, so we're gonna be moving on to this manga over here called Colorless. Now, Colorless is about a world where society is sort of dying. There's like legit no color in the world except for like these small ampules or like small potions that you can have that amplify weapons or something like that. Or that's what I've seen the main character do, I believe. So, yeah, I believe his name is Avidia and yeah, what he wants to do is sort of get back with this girl that makes him the best tea in the world. So that he did actually end up getting her back, and it turns out. Oh, and one thing I forgot to say is that um, some of the people they now look like robots, robotic reptiles, something like that. So, once they save this girl, she now reveals her true self, and now she's like a girl from like back in the day when there was color. So, yeah. So this series, didn't understand too much of it. Aside from that, like small premise, the aspect of the what do you call it? Of having no color, but then still having color in the manga, because they actually do add color sometimes, like to signify some things. So like those ampules, like you can legit see the color on them. It's pretty cool. So aside from that, I'm gonna if even Blue Exorcist made it to okay, then I'm thinking that this one is gonna have to go in the bad tier because I wouldn't say I want to continue the series, but I could maybe be motivated to do so one time because maybe I just didn't experience much of it. But sorry to those who really like Colorless, but this one is gonna have to go in the bad tier for me. So let me see. All right, so the next one that we have here is Mission Yozakura Family. And what this is about is the main character with the red hair, I believe his name is Tayo Asano. And what he experienced was he experienced like sort of bad family tragedy with his family passing away. He's a little bit shy. He doesn't want to talk to anybody because he might seem like he might lose them as well or something like that. But this one childhood friend, the one with the blue hair, Mutsumi, right? She is like, let's get together. Uh, you should not be so like down all the time. She tries to feed him, but then her brother, the this blue-haired girl's brother, I believe his name is Kyochiro. He steals the food. He's like, I'm gonna protect you, all this stuff. So, oh, for those who do not know, there's this one situation where Mutsumi was about to die, and Kyochiro saves her, and he's like, I'm never gonna let you suffer like this again. So I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna steal everything away from you that will make you happy, just so that. Uh, uh, just so that you can be safe, stuff like that. So he goes. It turns out that they're actually a family of spies, like Mutsumi and Kyochiro, and like the other family members in the story. And they are like, what do you call it? Uh, they are like, you should probably get married with a Mutsumi because otherwise, then Kyotaro is gonna try and defeat you or try and take you out. So, yeah. So then. I guess the story sort of just moves on from there. The art was pretty good. The story premise, I like the spies. Like I like Kyoichiro in some way. I don't know. Even though his character is kind of like very weird, I kind of enjoy him. It's pretty funny. But if I were to rank him on the tier list or rank the series on the tier list, um, I would say it's above colorless. Yes, I have to put it above colorless. But to say that it's right now in volume one, um, I'm gonna have to put it above colorless, but below, a whole tier below Blue Exorcist. Cause yeah, sorry about that to those who enjoy Mission News Sakura. I just feel like I need more than just like volume one. Cause if we're only just ranking by volume one, guys. So we need more story. Not to put everything in the bad tier or something like that, or just below stuff. But yeah. Okay. So, or maybe one thing I can say about it, the color or like the art scheme was pretty cool looking, you know. Even the volume covers, I did see more volume covers and they were looking pretty nice as well. So, all right. So the next series, just looking at the time here. All right. So the next series is The Devil is a Part-Timer. Now this series was very unique, I would say, because it was very funny at that, where we start off in this world where there's this demon king and he wants to take over the world. We have this other side of humans. I don't know if they're humans, but or like archangels, something like that, like demons versus angels sort of thing. And they end up getting both sides technically get both isekai into Japan, and then the devil king. He's now stuck in Japan. He has to meet ends with the with rent. So now he works um at a fast food restaurant supposedly called McDonald's. So it was pretty funny there. He then soon ends up meeting that archangel who also got isekai into this world. So, and now they have this sort of dynamic where, well, in the beginning, she was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take you down." The police brought them in. She's like, "Oh, I was trying to kill this guy, but like, bro, there's no excuse for just waving around a knife at somebody." So, yeah, it was pretty good there. Aside from that, just him working in uh what do you call it? A store like that. It's pretty funny, even though like it is what he has to do. So yeah. All right. So where I'm gonna rank this, I would say it's better than Machine Sakura, better than Colorless, but I would say it's gonna be below actually. Um, below actually Blue Exorcist because I believe Blue Exorcist is more exciting in that right of what you want to see next and more so Devil's Part-Time uh because of what do you call it? It's like because of how they ended and what the story is more so about. Like you want to see more action or you want to see more comedy. I think about it that way. So I think I want to see more action from Blue Exorcist. So yeah. All right. So the next series we are going into is The Elusive Samurai. So um, with The Elusive Samurai, I believe it was about, or this one I didn't really understand too much, but we have Tokiyuki Hojo, I believe is his name. Uh, the main character, he soon loses his family to this one guy who wants to take over the world. He's more so a guy who's not, or this main character is more so someone who's not strong. He likes to run away to places or cowers away sometimes. So even he's supposed to be doing archery practice, but he's just sort of just skipping that, just running away from people, stuff like that. Um, so now he has to take the position of being the next shogun instead of the guy who wants to rule over the world who took his family away from him. He's like, the main character is like, let me just die with my family. I don't have any use living. But then this one, I don't know if he's a servant, but or someone who's close to his father, the MC's father. I believe his name is Suwa Toshige, something like that. Uh, um, so it was basically he teaches him that he should actually be the shogun, show some honor, and take over as the one of the best. So I guess after volume one, I still probably needed more of the story, but judging by its art, it was very sharp. The art was very sharp, very unique. Looking very clean, even if it's like in the olden times, like the story is taking place. So, I'm actually, well, it's definitely above the bad tier. I would say, I would actually, you know what? I'm gonna start off the good tier with Elusive Samurai because I believe that the story is very promising. I do believe it had an anime recently, I would like to see more of it. So yeah, um, I guess we can move on to the next year. I don't technically want this to be a very long episode, so uh, yeah. Um, so next we have Undead Unluck. Now, Undead Unluck was very surprising to me. You know, um, what do you call it? So we have this main character, Fuko. Yeah, yeah, I believe it was Fuko Izumo, and what she is basically she was just reading a manga about a love story, and then when she's done reading it, she's like, "Now I'm gonna go end myself." So or eliminate myself from this world. So, but then this guy on the front of the cover here, let's just call him Andy. Well, at the time he wasn't called Andy, but his name actually is Andy. So Andy over here, he's like, you know what? No, you're not dying here today. So he ends up uh, uh, like getting hit by a train due to her certain unlucky power, because her power basically she like basically puts people in devastating situations or has them die or something like that. For example, her parents were going on overseas one time, and and then when she hugged them and stuff like that, after they got onto the plane, it legit exploded. So. That's when she realized she had this sort of unlucky power. But the thing with Andy over here is that he's actually has the power to be undead, which he can revive his body parts as long as he's still alive. And he can like sort of you can see the muscle fibers, the bones, all the stuff are coming back together. It was pretty cool. But even though he may not be wearing clothes all the time, uh, yeah, it was pretty cool in that, right? So there is a fight in this as well. It was pretty cool. He can actually use his fingers as bullets, so it was pretty cool as well. So I'm gonna actually put this as a first volume. I'm sorry about this, guys, but I'm gonna have to put it above everything because it just legit wowed me. I don't know, like that thing was just too good. Other than like uh just even the art itself. I believe this is a like an upcoming shonen, like manga. So hopefully it does well. You know, I did enjoy it a lot. Now speaking of was upcoming manga, Wild Strawberry. So. What this is about is another society is going down. It is now overrun by plants. And so it is basically like COVID-19, but plants everywhere around Japan. So there is a vaccine in order to not get, well, it's sort of similar to like Fire Force, where spontaneous human combustion or spontaneous blooming of flowers, like you just turn into like some flower monster or something like that. So there is a vaccine to get rid of it, but I guess it's for a higher price for people who can pay for it. But like the main character and his sister here, I don't think they can because they're living in some like very low rent place, like cause the end there and they can't meet ends sometimes. So because if they find out what what the main character's sister is, like, cause she's, I believe, what they call it is, I forget what they call it. Uh, king. Jinky, I don't know, but uh, it's basically like they have the power to be flowers, but or a spontaneous flower blooming, something like that. But she's actually able to control it, as she did protect him one time in one situation. But now, on her second time doing it, the police get involved. They incinerate her, shoot the brother in the head, and now it sort of moves into like a Chainsaw Man sort of thing where the sister goes inside the body of the main character, the guy here, and they sort of just combine together, and then now he gets the powers of this flower sort of thing. So. Um, uh, Now, at the end of the volume, there is a fight going on between the special flower police, like sort of like how Fire Force was, like how we fight fire with fire. Now they have like these sort of like weapons that are also plants as well. So, yeah. All right. So, in terms of ranking, this volume's art was absolutely amazing. There was some color pages like just in between, absolutely amazing. So. To put it over Undead Unluck, I would absolutely do so. Wait, I put it in the wrong place. Alright, so to put it over Undead Unluck and all the other series, I would absolutely do so. I would highly recommend somebody read this. Even though it's like, it is on the Shonen Jump app. It is not too many chapters out right now, but this series is very amazing, you know? Uh, so hoping you guys enjoyed the tier list here today. I don't know. I mean, we're already like 20 minutes into the video. I don't know if I should do the next one like a bit shorter, maybe like five series. I would also like to ask you guys for some suggestions for the next one, as this one I sort of just picked from my TBR, like from a wheel. So, yeah. So. Thanks to everybody who watched this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I guess I'll see you guys next time for another video. It might not be this one next time, or maybe just something else. So thanks everybody. Peace.